Hi Stampers, my name is Kelly Enns and I just want to welcome you to your monthly online card club. This is September of 2023 and I can't believe it. It's crazy. This year is 3/4 the way done. Wow. Where did the time go? I'm a demonstrator in Canada and I'm coming up on 17 years as a demonstrator, but I have to say, I just love being able to use this online platform to connect with so many of you across Canada and across the world. So if you're joining me live, please type in where you're watching from. And even if you're watching from the replay, I love seeing and hearing from you. So the cards that we're going to be working on today, I actually have prepared for my club members who are all across Canada. So what I do is I prepare little project packets and I send those out in the mail, or I have some people pick up from my house in South Edmonton as well. And then they watch these online instructions, either they're watching live or on the replay, and they craft along with me. So if you want to craft along with me, please reach out. I would love to have these projects in your hot little hands as well. And the replay is available forever on YouTube and on Facebook. So it's a wonderful way to get your hands on a whole bunch of different suites without having to purchase all the bits and pieces from them. And it's also really wonderful because I let you order whatever you want and get it for free with a minimum $35 order. So very, very reasonable. Anywhere in Canada, wherever you are, if you place a minimum $35 order with me in a month, you will receive that month's club cards. So you can also purchase these as a club like drop-in packet, and that's going to cost $20, or you can pair it along with a whole bunch of other crafts that I've already made. And if you purchase 6 or more months at a time, you get them for just $15 per club packet per month. So it works out to be a great deal. So anyways, I'm going to just flip over here. You guys know this awkward time. Yay, Priscilla! Woohoo! Stamping in your PJs, not going to lie. Ooh, I love it. I love it so much. Do you have specific stamping PJs, or are all PJs stamp worthy? I love it. I am going to jump into some of our promotions because we have so many this month. Oh, I don't even have a slide for this because it happened this afternoon and it's so new and fresh. There was a clearance rack update today. So September 19th, 2023, check out that clearance rack because they just updated it with a whole bunch of goodies up to 60% off. I know I placed my order today and I don't want you to wait for the next group order. If you've got items that you've got your eye on, please just order them yourself. I think that's the best way to do it. If you would like some items but you're okay if maybe they sell out, then you can reach out to me and I might be able to put them on a group order. Hopefully they don't sell out. I know things are going really, really quickly on sales like that. So I don't even have a slide for that, but clearance rack update. Woohoo! We also have our free with a minimum $100 order special. So this is actually a 2-part special. And it's going to coordinate with my gift for next month too. So in September, if you purchase a minimum of $100 from me, you'll of course get your club projects for free, but you'll also get this 2-part gift. So let me show you what this is all about. This gorgeous ribbon is just stunning. What do they call this one? Shimmer ribbon. That doesn't do it justice. It's so sparkly. Can you see that? Just gorgeous. And then I'm also pairing it with our Blackberry Beauty ephemera pack. This ephemera pack comes with a whole bunch of laser cut pieces. You can see you get 2 sheets of that one there. And you just pop them right out. They're just laser cut, so they're perfectly cut every time. And you've got this beautiful gold embossing on them. So tags, and you can stamp all kinds of sayings on there, and then little sprigs. And then here you get even more tags. You can see those ones there, pre-embossed with that gold. And then these are actually like little rectangle frames. Can you see this one here? It's little rectangle frames, and you pop this piece out and you can do even scrapbooking or have it layered on a card for extra texture. And then you've got another 2 sheets here of more of these colored and laser cut pieces. So you've got the owl, you've got all these like sprigs, and another tag there that you can use. So I really think that this is gorgeous, but you guys know I love, love, love matchy, and I wanted to do a coordinating gift next month as well. So I've got this Blackberry Beauty 12 by 12 paper. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Stampin' Up's color, this is going to look a little bit different because the camera doesn't want to pick up this beautiful deep purple shade that's in behind all this gold embossing. It gets really excited about the gold embossing part. But this is 12-inch by 12-inch paper, and the coordinating colors are Blackberry Bliss, Cinnamon Cider, Early Espresso, Polished Pink, and Rich Razzleberry. So lots of like rich, deep tones and earthy tones. My poor camera can't even adjust to this. Here, let's see if we can try to get it focusing. It doesn't even want to do that. Come on. Oh boy. and then I broke my camera. The paper broke my camera. This has got, again, more of this like beautiful gold embossing on there. Oh, what's this happening here? Oh, I've got 3 sheets of that for some reason. That's an exciting development. And then we've got this one here, again, that Blackberry Bliss background and Cinnamon Cider with tons of gold embossing on there. This one's very Harry Potter-esque, in my opinion, with these gorgeous gold owls embossed on there. Another beautiful one. Like, I can't even get over this. It's so pretty. Oh boy. Is it going to break it again? This is not the Blackberry Bliss, I don't think. It's a little bit of a lighter color. Or maybe it's just got so much gold on there that it reads as lighter. I don't know. It's tricking my eyes. And then, of course, this is a really fun... Whoa, there we go. This is a really fun one. Of course, you can cut these into multiple card fronts. And so you get about 6 card fronts here out of this sheet. And then it's already got the embossing on there and everything. So you can just put a tag on there, maybe even a tag from the ephemera pack. And then you're done. You're finished. Now, the back of these papers are also just so gorgeous. These ones aren't embossed, but you've got lots of like graphic, textural kind of images. Chevrons and botanicals and little like, what are those? Diamonds, twigs, like thistles. Really cool. So again, this is not for this month. This is for October. That's going to be the free gift for October. So what you can get this month is a 2-part gift to go along with it. So I hope you like that. And thank you for all of those who have already purchased at least $100. I've got so many of these to give out. I'm just so excited that I think there's so many of you. There's like more than a dozen who have already claimed them, but I have a few left. We have a special release happening, and this, I have to transition again to another stack here. You guys have got so much to show you. This special release happened on September 6th, and these are a limited edition, but it's not like crazy high urgency, but I wouldn't delay on getting these. These are special release 12 by 12 papers that Stampin' Up! Has released to coordinate with items from our mini catalog. So you'll see lots of kind of similar imagery even. So this one's really fun. This is actually, I don't know what this one's called. Shining Christmas, I think is what it's called. Yes. Cherry Cobbler and Mossy Meadow. Yes. And white. You can see it's kind of got like a sheen on it. It's glossy paper, and it's a little bit thicker than our regular Designer Series paper. But we've got a glossy side on one side and then a matte side on the other side that's kind of like our regular paper. We've got presents. We've got this fabulous argyle, like a candy cane stripe almost. Again, my camera does not like these because it's so shiny. We've got holly and berries, and then this is a really cute little, oh my goodness, come on camera. There we go. Little hearts and little candy canes there. On the back side of these, you've got all of this cherry cobbler and beautiful imagery to go along with that. So again, these sides are matte, the other sides are nice and glossy, but how do you choose? Oh, there's so many nice ones there. Then we actually have a stamp set that, let's see if I can show you this, because the stamp set really does showcase this well. Nope, it's already been put away. How often do I put things away? More often than it is in reality. It's just whatever I want I've already put away. Okay, this one's called Delightful Floral, and this actually has a stamp set that coordinates. I can show you it in the catalog. Why don't I do that? So if you guys are ever looking for something, I like to go to the back where we have a stamp index. We have an index for everything, but the stamp index gives us little pictures, so I can find it really easily. 56 is the page. And this is the stamp set here. So Translucent Florals is what it's called. And it actually does stamp like that, where it's got this kind of like distressed look, like it's etched in the middle, and then these like more solid lines. They're so beautiful, and it's got great sayings to go along with it. Now, so this is a coordinating designer series paper that goes along with it. So we've got the flowers and leaves, just some leaves. I'm saying just, but that's my favorite sheet. Isn't it pretty? A smaller version of the flowers, individual. Oops. There we go. I thought that was my arm for a second, and I was like, what has happened to me? That's so funny. Did you guys think that for a second? This is my actual arm. It's not like a bad spray tan accident. Okay, and then here we've got more leaves, and then like a smaller pattern here. But the back sides, I don't know if you notice them, they're all just these gorgeous watercolors, or like maybe the orange one looks like a bad spray tan. Does it? It's so funny. Did you see me take, like I took a minute there and went, what is that? What am I looking at here? No bad spray tans here. I'm au naturel. I'm to the age where I can't handle the heat of the sun or the actual sunlight. So I'm a shade dweller now. I used to be a sun worshiper, but those days are long past. Okay, so that one's done. So Traditions of Saint Nick is the next paper pack. Now this one here, I just want to zoom in because I just love that we've got a whole bunch of skin tones going on for our Santas. Most of them being dark, and that I think is representation that is long overdue. And I told the story last night of going to Disneyland in December, and the Santa at the end of their parade had black skin, and that made me tear up to know how important that was for everyone, but especially people who can relate with a similar skin color. But to see that representation, I think, is so important. So I'm happy that Stampin' Up! Has come out with this paper as well. The rest of the paper pack here, we've got some, again, sort of traditional items. And then the back side here has got this beautiful, like, damask pattern. Is that how you say it? Damask? I think it's damask. And a whole bunch of different kind of colors and variations of the pattern. So we've got the old postal boxes. We've got this really fun like fireside vignette with trees that you can color, or you could leave just as it's red and white. Holly. And then we've got also the little stockings there too. So this one's called Traditions of Saint Nick. And again, these are not ones that are going to be featured in a catalog. They're online only exclusives, and they have coordinating items in our catalog. This last one here is probably my favorite because of its versatility. It's called Tartan Foil. The colors are Copper Clay, Lost Lagoon, and Pebbled Path. But don't they look fabulous together? You can see there's got that sheen on it again. It's kind of glossy, and it is double-sided. So the back side here has this tartan that's a little bit more white based, and this side is glossy too, as you can tell. So I really think that this is going to be a beautiful pack. I've already been seeing some pumpkins punched out of this beautiful copper clay color, and I just think that's so perfect. It's like a real modern twist. There's one more item which you can kind of see here in the foreground. We've got glimmer paper, silver and gold. Comes with 1 pack of each, and it's got an adhesive backing on it. So we're actually going to be using that in our crafting later tonight here. We have another promotion called Craft for a Cause, and I want to point this out because, can you believe it? I mixed this up. I kind of missed it, and I can't believe I made that mistake. So let me just take you down again here. So, oh boy, we're having trouble with the, there we go, the focus here tonight. So in the beginning, you look and you see the table of contents in our mini catalog, and then you see Q&A with Sarah, who is just lovely. She's actually going to be coming to Edmonton on, well, she's flying in, I think, on Friday, but we're doing an event for demonstrators on Saturday. So this is my upline and my downline are doing it with me. So my upline, Lindsay Mann, and my downline, Lauren Urbanis, and I are throwing a big, huge event with over 90 people coming. We have a demonstrator coming from even Hawaii to come and do a presentation for our guests. So I'm so excited. And then, of course, special guest Sarah Douglas, who's the CEO of Stampin' Up. So anyways, that's just a little window into my world behind the scenes. This Saturday is going to be a very exciting day, and I'm so excited to be seeing many of you there. So I'm sure I'll give you the rundown afterwards of how it went, but I'm anticipating it to be just a fabulous day of crafting, inspiration, and make and takes, and all kinds of surprises. So anyways, that's just an aside, but on this page here, what I want you to focus in on, and this is page 5, this Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. There is a product on this page, and it kind of goes under the radar, even though it's one of the first pages in the book. So this paper is actually our Stampin' Up! Making a Difference paper. So with every purchase, Stampin' Up! Is donating $4 to support organizations dedicated to spreading cheer and providing support to those in need. Now, I looked up today to try and figure out which was the charity that's in our area, and I have that on my list to ask Sarah on Saturday. So I hope to be able to get back to you on that with a little bit more like detailed information. But make sure you purchase this paper because it also goes with our new Bear Punch. So we're going to be using that Bear Punch suite on one of our projects, the last project that we're making here tonight. But the Bear Punch also goes with this pack here. And this pack is a little bit more like even fall and summer. It's kind of all the seasons except for winter. And winter paper is the one that we're using for the last card, and that punches out a polar bear. So this is more brown bears and things like that. So again, you want to make sure that you purchase this paper if you've got your eye on it, and then you can have a little feel-good experience too where you're giving back with that. This next promotion that I wanted to talk to you about is our upcoming paper pumpkin kit. We don't know what it's going to be. All we know are these little sneak peeks that Stampin' Up! Gives us. So this is called Home for the Holidays, and it's the paper pumpkin kit you'll receive in mid-October if you sign up from now until October 10th. So this kit looks like it's got a whole bunch of really fun die cuts, and it looks like we're doing Christmas already in October, which I love because I know so many of you want to get a head start on your Christmas cards too. So this kit, it says, get ready to bundle up by the fireplace with this kit. And I love that idea. Look at those nice glowing windows in the window, in the houses there. I like these houses because it looks like they coordinate with another one of our suites that we have in the annual catalog. And now in the mini catalog too, there's a suite that goes along with it. Did you guys notice that one? Maybe I'll point it out to you because I'm so excited I can show you the inside of this catalog now. I will put you down in just a second here. We're just going to do some flipping. All right, where is it? Page 19. Page 19. So on page 19, we've got this awesome new set, which coordinates with a set from our annual catalog that we've played with already. And this has dies even that coordinate with it too from that other pack. So I just love matchy matchy. I told you that already today, but this is going to be even more matchy matchies. So what do we have? Lace Shops, page 30 and 31. So you can see here, we've got in the annual catalog, this little storefront here with the second floor windows and then a whole bunch of things that you can put into the window there. And now we've got a different kind of storefront or house. You could turn this into a house. And then you've got all kinds of kind of Christmassy things to put in there. I just love it. So cute. And again, coordination is so nice because Stampin' Up's products are just kind of flawless in the way that they coordinate. Now we did just get a brand new paper pumpkin sent out. Mine arrived on Monday, which was, that was yesterday. Where's time going, you guys? Today is Tuesday. Yesterday was Monday. And my kits just arrived on Monday, which I was so excited about. So this is a kit that is designed by Shelly Gardner, who's pictured here. She's the co-founder of the company, and now it's her daughter who's the CEO. So Shelly is a person who I've met many times, and she is probably like the kindest person I've ever met. She loves journaling and especially about gratitude. And so she's designed this kit and then actually designed an add-on as well. So I'll just tell you about the add-on here quickly while I'm thinking about it. So this is like an 8.5 by 11 journal, which comes with this gorgeous embossed cover. It's got the gold embossing on there. It's really thick and sturdy. It's got this great coil on here. Comes with this adorable little clip as well, so you can keep your spot. And then it's just lined pages so that you can journal and journal and journal. But you can take your journaling up a notch with these beautiful stickers too. So if you wanted to purchase one of these, they were available in my online store. Not sure if they're still available, but reach out to me and I'll get you hooked up with one of those if you'd like it. This paper pumpkin kit though was sent out, so if you're wanting this one, then make sure you let me know. You can't sign up for it directly from Stampin' Up anymore because the subscription period has passed, but I do have a couple of extra kits, so I can sell those to you starting the 11th of October, but I can put it on hold for you until then. It comes with a little mini ink spot here, this Lost Lagoon ink spot. And then, if you're wondering what this is actually a pumpkin. So kind of similar to the ones on the cover here, where you can see these two pumpkins. And then it actually has this little stem, which you can stamp in a different color. Then you got this bow, and you've got these fabulous little tiny sayings. I just love the sayings in Paper Pumpkin because it makes it easy to use on a whole bunch of different projects. And these are all gratitude based. So thanks, with love and gratitude, grateful for you, thank you, and for you. This kit comes with 8 pouches and 8 little mini cards. So why don't we take a closer look here. I don't have any of these made yet. Again, it's been pretty busy, but I love these pouches. They come together really quickly and easily. And then these are the 8 little mini cards that go along with them. So when you purchase a paper pumpkin, then you'll get all the supplies that you need for crafting escape. And these come already pre-cut, pre-ready to go. These ones have score lines on them as well. And then we're going to put them together kind of like this. The score lines are there, but obviously you'd use a bone folder. And then the top of them kind of folds over just like an envelope here. And it's got that beautiful gold embossing on there. Then you've got printed and die cut pumpkins that are all ready to go along with the leaves. I love the coloring on these. When Stampin' Up! Does the coloring for us, I really enjoy it because it gives me, well, first of all, it's really fast to put it together, but then it gives me inspiration too on how I can do the coloring on my own. And so I always love seeing the inspiration that Stampin' Up! Provides. 2 sheets of those. These little gold edged tags that are already laser cut and colored little bows here. Oh my gosh, these absolutely stunning gold pieces. Again, laser cut, and you get 2 of those. So you just pop these out and put them onto your project, and it's such a nice thick foil. These are the little mini card bases. So you can see they're smaller than the normal card size, but I think they're still within the mailable size limits. I hope. You can always put them in a clear envelope and make it a little bit bigger, and then within Canada there's no problem. This is the envelope. Wouldn't you want to just use that as design series paper too? And then you've got even more pieces. You've got some adhesives in the back here with some dimensionals, and then also some tear and tape, sticky strip style. So again, if you want one of these kits, you just let me know and I'd be happy to put one on hold for you, and you can start crafting with that next month. All right, I think I'm nearly finished. Last month's kit here was Meaningful Flowers, and this kit is just beautiful with the lily pads, and it's also got a bonus stamp set in there that is a distinctive style. So that means it's kind of etched, and it has a almost distressed look even when you're stamping with it. So if you want to see those, you can just send me a message and I can give you a link to an unboxing video for those as well. Okay, the last thing I need to talk to you about is hello, our crafting day in October. This is World Card Making Day, October 8th. It's a Saturday. And I think the event, oh, I meant to double check this. I think the event is at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. And it's a free crafting event for everyone. Demonstrators, customers, everyone. And so you can choose to pre-purchase these supplies, which is a brand new bundle that they're going to be showcasing on World Card Making Day. So I, of course, really wanted to order this because you guys know how much I love punches for sayings. And this just takes it to the next level. It's so fun. I like these borders here, which you can put along with any of these sayings to create just even a little bit more drama within the punched outline that this is going to give you. So I've already been playing with this. Do you guys want to see my swap card? I think I got it here somewhere. So for that demonstrator event with Sarah coming on Saturday, we are doing some swaps. And so this is the swap that I made here. I really wanted to feature some beautiful leaves, and then you can see I've used this hexagon punch, and then I punched it also in orange, and I just cut that in half and spaced it out a little bit so that I had a border on the top and the bottom. Now to finish this off, well, first of all, I made a Spectrum ink pad, which we're going to do in a little bit here for one of our cards. And I made it with the Pretty Peacock, Cajun Craze, and Pumpkin Pie. And then this kind of green color that happened in the middle was just a happy accident of the 2 of those blending. And then you can see there's some splatter there, and that was my Wink of Stella. And then I put some sequins on there too, and I'm really happy with the way that this came together. I'm sure happy that it worked out, because when you're making swaps, you're making so many of them, right? And this punch just really speeds things up. I like that you can stamp and that you don't have to worry about stamping straight, because you stamp first and then you use the punch to cut it out. So if you're interested in that punch, you can definitely get it in our online store. Oh, I maybe have one more thing to tell you about actually here. So a week and a half ago, what is it, 2 weeks ago, something like that, I held an in-person stamping event where we crafted cards from a whole bunch of different kits. I think there were 8 kits that I featured, and I've got 1 to-go kit left. This gives you 22 card supplies, and every single card is a unique design. You just pair it with your adhesives and stamps of your choice. It has all the envelopes in there as well. But if you're interested in this, I think the price was $28, which is crazy because it's about $1 a card. And again, they're all like completely unique. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. I've got one of those left. Let me get this going. Oh, Michelle's here. Hi, Carla. It's so good to see you. My cousin-in-law is here. Amazing to see you, my dear. And Michelle, of course. I love seeing your whoops, whoops. Okay, the first card that we're going to be making here tonight is actually not a card at all. This is a 3D project that is the gift for people who picked their supplies up from my house. Now, there are some people who have selected their items be mailed, but they don't want to miss out on the projects. So they've paid for the shipping for the card club supplies. And so they have received those. So if you are one of those people, just reach out to me. Let me know what color you have for your rectangle here, because for some reason I didn't include these larger rectangles here. If you are going to be cutting your own, this is 3.5 inches wide and 11 inches long with score lines in half, so at 5.5 inches, and then in half again, so at 2 3/4. So 2 3/4. And then another 2 3/4, so 5.5 inches. You score those lines, and then you can create this on your own. I apologize about that. I do have them all ready to go. I had them made first, but they were just tucked down and behind, and so for goodness sakes, I miss seeing them. So, do you guys want to see what we're making? Oh, I'm so excited that you're excited, Michelle. This is one of my favorite projects to make, and it's going to look something like this. So this is the outside of it, and we're going to put whatever stamp that you want on there, something inspirational. But this is going to brighten someone's day, I think, because it's actually a Post-it holder. So inside this little booklet, there's a stack of Post-it notes, and then people can put this on their desk and easel it up. Can you guys see that? It's like a little easel. And then they get this, you know, wonderful message that makes them happy while they're writing their to-do list. So this is a really fun project that I've made before, and there's a few different color combinations. So this is kind of 2 of the color combinations. This is the one that I made last night, and I made it with this fun disco ball. So you'll have to kind of look through your stamp sets. I'll show you the ones that I use. So the curved occasions is this one here, and that's where that disco ball came from. And you can see this Make Today Yours. I had a little schmutz there, but I was trying to be okay with it last night as I was stamping. I'll probably redo that eventually, but you know, that's on the to-do list. You can see Curved Occasions actually has a punch that goes along with it, and it's got this beautiful curve on it, which is great for making slider spinning cards, which I hope to make with you over the next couple of months here. So this punch is really fun, and it's got some sayings curved here in the set. But I wanted to show that you can actually just bend these on your block. Can you see that? Bend these on your block, and that actually can make any photopolymer a curved saying to fit into there. But I made mine curved to fit around this awesome circle punch that I have here. So that's the Curved Occasions. That might be one that you want to use. This one here, Smile Today, are 2 separate stamps in this one. Smile and Today are 2 separates. And then I paired it along with this great background image. And I did a direct to rubber marker technique. And I used blue marker. Make sure you're using your Stampin' Right markers. These are our round tipped ends that are water-based. And so you can take the brush tip and put it directly onto the stamp. I put blue onto the waves and yellow onto the sun part. Stamp that in behind, and then you can put that Smile Today with the black over the top. The one that I'm going to be using tonight is a set called So Sincere, and this is a brand new set in their mini catalog, which has all kinds of sayings. But the one that really caught my eye was this one: be grateful for what you have, be proud of who you are. I think that's a lovely message. And I know my friend Colleen has already given out her project that she made last night. She was going to take it to school and give it to her colleague. So I love that already she's, this project is brightening someone's day. You can keep it for yourself for sure. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Michelle. She said, this is adorable. She's shouting. I love shouting. This is a red rubber stamp set, so I'm just mounting this up. And this is the way that I often do it. I know I've shown you different ways, but this is the way that Stampin' Up! Says inside their little instructions. Who reads instructions anyways, though? Right? Do you? So with this, I'm actually going to just use, should I use Blueberry Bushel, Matchy Matchy? I'm going to do it, since it's right here. Matchy Matchy, Blueberry Bushel. And let's craft this together. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to work on the outside front first, and then we can start putting the inside together. So let's do the stamping first, and then we'll get that out of the way. So Blueberry Bushel, stamp pad. If you want to coordinate the colors, this one's Pool Party. The green one here is Granny Apple Green. And then there's, I think, a pink one, which I made as Melon Mambo, I think. But you know what? Black goes with everything. Be grateful for what you have. Be proud of who you are. Ooh, that turned out beautifully. Close up the ink pad before I get myself all inky. And we'll just put that to the side here for a second. So I've done that little sneaky trick where I take the circle out of a matte piece of paper here. But let's put some adhesive on. Oops, I didn't want that one. That's my Stampin' Seal Plus. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Carla. It's so good to see you on here. If only we could see each other in person more. Okay, here we go. Have you guys recognized this paper yet? There's a little hint on the back side there, but some of the other back sides have other hints for you. So I'm using a few different patterns. That's even more of a hint. I'm using this side of the patterns, the most fun, colorful pack of paper ever, I think. And it's also Christmas paper. So this is actually called Merry, Bold, and Bright. And I think it's sure to be one of your favorite go-tos if you like exciting colors. And it's so versatile, because it's not just for Christmas, clearly, right? So I've got that mounted up completely with the Stampin' Seal. This piece here, I've put it, I cut it a little bit longer actually before embossing it. And that was because, well, two things. When you emboss, it actually changes the dimensions of the paper, because in order to get this waviness, it stretches the paper, but it also scrunches the paper in. So if you were to cut it with the perfect length here, it'd actually end up probably being too short. But another reason why is because I'm working through stamping therapy and I'm trying to do things more crooked. So you definitely could put this on straight, but I'm going to be putting it on crooked because I feel like that's going to make me grow. From back in my architecture days, which is actually how I know Carla, we like things straight, 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 straight. We're getting away from that a little bit now, thank goodness, in Edmonton architecture, but it used to be all straight, straight, straight. I'm just turning it over on the back side, then I can trim off this excess. Okay, on the back side here, I'm going to put on some dimensionals. And then I'm going to pop that on here. Oh, that's just pops right out. It's so happy. Now, another thing that I love about the new catalog here is this new ribbon. It's got like mesh in between, so it's kind of white in between, but it's got the beautiful silver on the sides. And I just think that this ribbon makes the most gorgeous bows I've ever seen. So I'm tying it up, and this is like not the longest piece of ribbon. I could have given you probably another inch or two, made your life easier, but instead we're just going to do the thing that we always do with bows, which is finesse it, right? You start tying and then you massage it, and then you massage it some more. You're twisting and you're flattening, and isn't it gorgeous though? I just love the dimension that it gives. Here we go. The back side sometimes looks nicer, okay? Let's trim off the excess. And then I'm going to stick this on with a mini glue dot. So mini glue dot, stick it on, and just put it right there. Now to finish off the front, I'm going to put on my fabulous little rhinestone gems. Take your pick tool is always so handy for this. So I'm putting 3 up top. Oh, you know what? I want to put that one. Such a creature of habit. This, I've got a couple different sizes going on for everybody here, so I like to go big, medium, small at the top, and then like an odd size and then another small at the bottom. Again, I am sorry. I have my little idiosyncrasies. Do you have yours? Like, what are your little finicky things that you just can't handle not doing? Or maybe it just has to be done just so. All right, for this background piece here, so again, we've got our scored pieces, or scored lines here, and we're going to use our bone folder to flatten those out. I use the side where the scoring tool has gone into the page, and that's where I score on. I don't know. So how can I describe this to you? There was an indent there, and I turned it like this, and now the indent is the folded out part. I don't know, guys. This part here is going to end up easeling up like this, so we can just fold it like that. It doesn't matter if you fold it the other way, that will work too. On the back side, I like using a nice strong adhesive like our Stampin Seal Plus or our tear and tape. And I'm going to show you another sample here. When you're choosing out your post-it notes, this is a pack from Costco actually. They've got all the bright colors and it just matches these ones perfectly. I've been waiting for a little while to showcase these for you. And you know what? I think I was just waiting for this pack of Designer Series paper because it just couldn't coordinate more perfectly. Everything's to be odd numbered and off kilter. This is like Stampers Anonymous here. Okay, hates symmetry and even numbers. Everything needs to be odd number or off kilter, says Michelle. And then Carla is coming in, blasphemy. And then Carla likes straight, symmetrical, in order, and even. And so Michelle and Carla, you guys could not be any more opposite. Oh, I love it. Okay, so how is this going to work? We're going to keep our folded part open. And we're going to just put this down at the bottom here. I like it so that the post-its are attached at the top here, and I'm going equal, 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 nice and symmetrical, Carla, along the bottom, and then we can all take a deep breath. And then the front part here, the most important thing is that we don't adhere this entire back because that's going to glue it shut. We want it to easel up, which means that the back side here is going to remain adhesive free. So instead of overthinking that on the back side, I'm just going to put the adhesive here where I want it to be. There we go. Yeah, we've all got our things. I'm so glad that I asked because I feel like you guys got it off of your chest here. And sorry, Michelle, I'm totally like on Carla's team. Even, straight, symmetrical, except for embellishments. There has to be an odd number of embellishments. Would you agree? I think you would, Carla. Even, I buy things in even numbers at the grocery store. I do everything like that, even numbered. But what do you think, you guys? How happy are these? Who are you going to give yours to? Or will you keep it for yourself? Oh, I just love them so much. I could just play with them all day long. Okay, so the one that I made before, this was years ago, but I made one here with these like pretty magnolia blossom. So I've got Enjoy Today, and then it easels up to this nice yellow. But when you're purchasing your Post-it pads, don't get the ones that do this, because that's chaos. And we don't like chaos, do we? Maybe Michelle does. But these ones here, they only came in that yellow color in the accordion style, so I don't think that that one works as well. So if you're planning to make this one, I would choose the ones that are attached on the top, because then it's just a little bit less chaos. Nice and straight. Yes, I like it too. Okay, let's talk about where the supplies come from. Oh, and keep this clear envelope. You can use that for a card. It's a great way to mail your projects. Okay, starting in the mini catalog, we are going to page 9, where you can see this gorgeous Merry, Bold, and Bright paper. So again, I've used these 3 patterns here. I guess those 3 patterns. In the back side of those, you've got a little bit more festive kind of colors, or festive patterns. And then there are 3 more patterns. So there's this awesome like pink, yellow, orange polka dots, and red, I guess, and little Santa hats on the back. A big bold red stripe with hot pink, and look at the back of that, you guys. Oh, it's so cute. Then a big bold green polka dot, and then on the back side of this you've got the pointy version of the Christmas lights. Can you guys see that there? Pointy version, rounded version, and that of course goes along with the Merry and Bright stamp set, where we've got a rounded version of the bulb and a pointy version of the bulb too. This Merry and Bright stamp set is another really fun one. That's the one that I couldn't wait to play with, and so I made my swaps for Las Vegas with that one. Had so much fun with the dies that go along with it. So we use that on this page here. Then we also used, what do we got going on here? Oh, on page 37, the silver and white sheer ribbon. This is that beautiful ribbon that just ties so perfectly. It has such great shape to it, because it's kind of like, it's almost like it's wire, but it's not. It's just that mesh has a lot of rigidity to it, and it goes perfect. So Sincere is a stamp set that I think would appeal to most people. It's got sayings for everything. So it's got that be grateful for what you have, be proud of who you are, that I used on this card here. And then it's got so thankful just for you, hope you're feeling better, hope your day is a happy one, just love spending time with you. Your kindness is so appreciated. You're in my hearts and prayers. Knowing you brings joy to my heart. And then this one here, this vertical happy birthday, which is so fun. I love that. It's just really different. So again, that's on page 47. It's a standalone stamp set, but again, it's going to be one that you're going to go to over and over and over again. Now, can you guys see what I used on this page here? I bet you missed it. Up here at the top, these cheery pattern embossing folders are the ones that I use for this background. This little piece of paper here actually has the texture on it. So these are smaller embossing folders that fit in nicely into our mini Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. And we've got the circles, and then we've got kind of these wavy lines, which could read even as like ocean or waves if you wanted to. This could read as bubbles or just a funky circle pattern. So I think this duo pack is a really great one, especially since it goes in both the big machine and the mini machine. Page 64, this Curved Occasions, is the one where I use that disco ball, and then I made the Make Today Yours curvy. And this is one of those spinner cards. Now, if you guys don't know those, maybe don't ruin the surprise. I hope that I can do a spinner card with you over the next few months. It takes a little bit of prep, so we'll have to see. Maybe my life will get a little less crazy. This one's a really fun set, though. It's got like retro imagery that's really fun and versatile, and then got lots of sayings in there too. From our main catalog, was there anything? Yes, there was. Of course there was. So from our main catalog, I used the Circle Sayings bundle to create the imagery for this tag here. So again, that circle, and it's got the bundle and save 10% when you get our new circle punch. This is a really nice big circle punch, 2 3/8 of an inch. And so it works really well, even with the punch that we had that was really large before. The two of them layer perfectly. On page 140, we've got our rhinestone basic jewels, which go with everything. And then I wanted to point out one more time that you can purchase this circle punch on its own, or you can purchase it as a bundle and save 10%. So again, this isn't a circle punch that we've had before. This is a new and different one. What was the other one that we had before? 2 1/4, and then this is 2 3/8. So this is a bigger circle punch than we even had before. I couldn't remember. I knew it worked perfectly with the other one, but I couldn't remember which one was bigger. So good thing I got my punch board out there handy and visible so I can see what's going on. The next project that we're going to work on is actually a bonus project that I gave to everybody. So it's going to include some pieces that look like this. It's a Halloween treat box, and we've got 3 designs that you might have. And it's a really cute box that doesn't have like a lid that opens. It's like a matchbox style, so it slides open just like this. It's got like a little cutout that you can just pull on, and then it slides out of this kind of rectangle tube that ends up being the cover. This comes from look at this on my page tags. Should have cleaned this up, sorry. This is a paper pumpkin kit from September 2022, and this comes with 18 boxes, so you get 6 of each of the different styles. I have this paper pumpkin kit as a refill, which gives you just the consumable supplies like what I've included here. Or I have it as a full kit where you can get the stamp set that goes along with it. And I'll show you the stamp set that goes with it. So cute. That little ghost, I love him. And then you've got these little bats, which you can see on this one here. I've stamped those on the back side, or sorry, in the background to mimic the instructions that they provided. So then we've got some sayings: trick or treat, enjoy the spooky treat, happy Halloween. So I don't know if you've got something in your collection that's going to work. Maybe you even have this kit, or maybe you'd like to have one of these kits to make on your own. And if that's the case, then you will get a stamp set of your own if you'd like. The ink spot that comes along with it is the Orchid Oasis. This is a larger version. Of course, you're going to get the little Stampin' spot to go along with that. Okay, so the one that I'm making here is this middle one, and that includes this little spider web peekaboo. If you're doing these other ones here, it's really simple. Just put some dimensionals on the back side here, stamp your saying. Again, the Orchid Oasis would be the matchy-matchy color, but of course black goes with Halloween. And then this one, if you have a background stamp that you can use for these bats, you can put that on there. Otherwise, you're going to just take the pieces of paper and layer those up, stamp a saying in the middle there, and then you've got 3 little stars on each of these projects. This Happy Halloween one, I will be crafting along with you. So I'm going to take my stamp, Happy Halloween, ink it up with my ink pad. I just like using the larger ones because I have them in all the colors. And then I give away the smaller ones as a gift to my customers. So, and look at that. I've already got ink on my fingers. Seems pretty fitting. It's only downhill from here, so I'm going to grab my baby wipe, clean that off, and then I'm going to put this right to the side because I know I'm going to need it in a minute for the next project. I'm going to get crazy on the next project here. So, happy Halloween. I put, oh, look at this. I stamped on white. That's funny. That's okay. Should have been on the purple side. How many of these have I made? You guys, I am making these for all of my trick-or-treaters. I have made no fewer than, I don't know, 80 of these so far. And you'd think I would not make mistakes like this, but you know, it happens. Okay, so let's look at this part here. I'm going to just put this together a little bit as well. It's got the score lines already on there, and then on this part here there's an angled flap. So you've got 1-inch flaps here, and then there's an extra 1-inch flap that has this angle on there. Now the kit comes with some sticky strip, but of course I had a hard time distributing that, so you'll just have to use some of your own tear and tape sticky strip, or even something like the Stampin Seal Plus would give you a nice strong adhesive. Sold, says Carla. I know, it's the cutest thing, right? All right, so if you lay it down like this, then you just press it down, and then when you pop it open, it's just perfectly adhered. Okay, we've got that tube. You don't want to do it necessarily like at the end of that flap. I like doing it right under where this part is going to go. Yes, tell me, Carla, what you would like. The full kit, I can't remember the pricing on this, but I think is $30. I think it's $30. And then the refill is $15. And if you purchase both of them at the same time, then you actually get $5 off. So there you go, both. Perfect. That means we get to see each other, I think. Lucky us. We need this, hey? We need this in our lives so that we actually can get to see each other. I like putting it just like how they did. And putting this up here at the top. Yeah, I've been crafting these everywhere. They're great to just throw into the car or into your purse and use whenever you have a minute. I crafted these at the beach. I was taking them camping last weekend and crafting them on the fireside. But it's really quick and easy to put together. So dimensional on the back side here, and then put this over the top. There we go. Yeah, it looks better in the purple color, but it's all right, isn't it? That's not too shabby. Then we've got take your pick tool. I don't know which take your pick tool I'm using now. I'm using the dentist hook. This is a new take your pick attachment, so if you don't have this one yet, you'll want to grab it. It's really handy, and it comes with a another attachment, which is like the scalpel. So who knows what people are up to with their take your pick tools. We've got dentistry, we've got surgery. Don't do surgery with your craft supplies. Okay. So I've got the tube there. Now the part here is the part where you're going to go like, what on earth happened there? But I promise you, it's going to blow your mind for a minute, and then it's going to come together, okay? So if you don't catch this the first time, don't worry. This replay is going to be available on YouTube and Facebook starting tomorrow forever. So all those score lines here are now folded in, and I'm going to put this piece together. Okay, so taking these ends and putting them in, and it's going to go down like this. Down like this, down like this. And then this part here goes around and over like this. Okay, did I lose you yet? No adhesive needed. Start with it like this, okay? And then you're going to wrap this piece around, and it actually becomes the bottom. So this part has no lid, remember, because it slides into this just like a little matchbox. Okay, so if we take a look at that again, no adhesives are needed for this bottom box part. we just want to fold these down so that it creates these nice rigid sides. And then you're going to take that last flap and fold it just like that. Oh my gosh, Michelle, I want to see a picture of your little dinosaur on the sticky note holder. That sounds amazing. Okay, there we go. Cute little boxes, right? Oh, I hope you enjoy those. Okay, so again, I don't have anything else to show you because everything is from this paper pumpkin kit. So if you would like a pack as well, just let me know. So this is the Spooky Treats paper pumpkin kit. You can get it in the full pack or a refill pack, and you can just use whatever stamps that you have going on if you decide to get the refill pack. Okay, we're moving right along here. Next project looks something like this. And we are going to have fun with ink on this project, you guys. Oh, which one do I show you? The one that I made last night or the one that I made as my original sample? I'm going to show you my original sample first. Okay, so this is the project that we're going to be making now. It is featuring all kinds of beautiful gold and copper embossed elements, and it's a fun fold. So this little leaf here is tucking this corner down, and so you open it up, you write your little message in there, and then you have a stamped saying that happens on this side. So this is the sample that I made before. I'll show you the sample that I made last night. It's like got a little bit more of the pretty peacock in there. So again, you've got this beautiful gold and copper on there, but you can see these leaves are actually just watercolor paper. So we are going to have fun coloring those. The leaves that I have are shaped just like little oak leaves this for this time, but these ones are maple leaves that I used before. Still from that same die pack. So again, open that up, you get this beautiful showcase of this gorgeous designer series paper that's got the photos, and then I've made a spectrum ink pad here for my leaves that I've stamped on there. And isn't this saying kind of perfect? Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. Oh, I love, love, love that saying. I can tell you in our world, everything has changed over the last few weeks, and I just feel such hope and optimism for the new school that my son is at, and all the excitement that he's had. And then also my daughter just switched to going to preschool actually for 2 days a week. So there's been a lot of change in the last couple of weeks, but it's all been really amazing, really, really good. Okay, we're going to fold this in half, and then we're going to fold the front cover back on itself. This is that beautiful early espresso color. It just goes with all these designer series papers so perfectly. Now really burnish this down, you guys, because you want this to fold nice and flat for you. So do it pretty much as hard as you can do. Now to work on your back piece, I've got a continuous pattern that I've cut here. And now you need to decide as well which side you're using. You definitely can use the back side. This is embossed in copper, and it's got all these textural patterns on it that are kind of distressed. You can see the pattern kind of changes there. Or you can go with the photorealism side. So I just fell in love with this paper so much that I didn't want to cover it or waste it in any way. So I'm actually designed this project around really showcasing that. And then I was inspired by a fun fold too that, oh man, I should know this. Another fellow demonstrator had posted on our demonstrator Facebook page. I'll have to reference that later because I can't remember her name right now. Okay, so this beautiful pattern then continues like that. And now we're going to put together this little flap that's going to go on the front. I've got this little rectangle cut for you, and it's got the score line on there as well. So we're just going to score that. And that little tab is going to be affixed behind the card, so on the back side of the card, so that this will flap open like that. So let's do that now. I'm going to do a little bit of a stronger adhesive. Again, I'm going to my tear and tape for this. And do 2 strips of that. Thank you for sending it to me, Michelle. I always want to see the pictures of your guys' projects when you're finished. If you have a second, I just love it. It brightens my day to feel like here we are, you know, we all in each other, all in our own homes, and we're still able to craft together. I just think that's the most fun. So I'm centering it here, so top and bottom centering it, and then I'm going to wrap this around the back and press it down into place. Okay, so then it opens up like this. While we're at it, we can put on that little square, very vanilla, 3 inches by 3 inches. And then for the outside, I've done some texture embossing on this beautiful piece of distressed, I guess, oxidized copper. This is from a designer series paper pack called Oxidized Copper, and it comes in the 2 different colors. So one of them is just that orangey color, and then one has that pretty peacock and the copper foil on there for both of them. This on its own is gorgeous, but in conjunction with the distressed tile embossing folder, which is brand new in our mini catalog, I just think it's next level gorgeous. So this is the distressed tile 3D embossing folder, and it kind of does this old looking tile pattern, which kind of is reminiscent of those ceiling tiles that, you know, you'd see back in historical houses or hotels and things like that too. Okay, putting some Stampin Seal on the back side there. And we're going to stick that on there. Now let's get to going with our inks here. Now that I've got all of my pieces glued down here, I'm going to just put that to the side, and we're going to start creating with some of our inks. So I like to use my largest clear block as a base. You could also use the inside of a stamp set, just something like that, just so that you have a place to contain the inks and the wetness of the baby wipe. So grab a baby wipe. Maybe you have these already in your crafting area. They're so handy to have. I use baby wipes all the time, even though, hallelujah, I don't have children in diapers anymore. They still need to wipe their hands and their sticky faces, and they're always sticky, right? When do kids not become sticky? I don't know. But I'm going to create a Spectrum ink pad here. So with this Spectrum ink pad, I just used 2 colors and I kind of modeled them. So this is Pumpkin Pie and Cajun Craze. This one, I actually used Pumpkin Pie, Cajun Craze, and then some Pretty Peacock in there. What do you think we should do? Should we put more of the Pretty Peacock in there? This is a pretty brown card. I think I'd like to have like a little splash of something going on. What do you think? I'm going to you know what I'm going to do is just fold this back. I'm going to do one thing here first before I start going with my baby wipe. I'll do the baby wipe Spectrum pad afterwards. Right now I'm going to get these ones going here. So again, using those same kind of colors. So Pretty Peacock, and I like the oranges going along with it. So Pumpkin Pie is the lighter one, and then Cajun Craze is kind of a deeper orange color. So using those, and then grabbing my, whoops, little sticky bit there. grabbing my widest fan brush from my blending brushes, and I'm going to use a lot of water with this technique because this paper can handle it. So this is just a bit of residual left over from last night of this orange, but I'm mostly just covering these with water is what I'm trying to do. Covering them with water, and then I'm going to come back in and apply more ink. So just pulling out some of my pumpkin pie here, and then I'm actually going to squeeze this blending like water paint brush and just dropping little bits onto there. Taking some of the Cajun Craze, dropping that on there too. And because the paper is already wet, it gives this really fun watercolor wash look. I want it more a little bit on the side there, so put that there. Ooh, it got really deep there. That's all right. That's going to look great, I think. It's curling up on me. I need some wetness on the other side. Here we go. So we've got some nice mottled look going on there. I'm going to actually use this baby wipe to clean off my brush in between going to the beautiful, pretty peacock deep color. So again, squeezing until the water beads off, and then I can put that on. It gives a really cool look, doesn't it? I'm applying a little bit more here where I want it, and then let it go up a little bit from there. There we go. Again, clean off my brush, and I'm using, again, squeezing the reservoir to just clean it off a little bit. Peacock it up, yeah. I agree. Pretty Peacock is one of my favorite colors, and I'm so glad it's back in our regular color mix. Okay, here we go. Bringing in the heat tool to heat set this a little bit. You cannot do this technique with regular paper that's made of wood. So that would be our our basic white, our very vanilla. You can't do this technique with it. Unfortunately, you just can't. It would roll the paper. It would saturate it way too much. But with our cotton paper, this is actually 100% cotton paper, it just works perfectly. So this paper is called Fluid 100 watercolor paper. Oh, look at how dark this one got. That's cool. Now's when I'm going to get in my, these are ceramic tipped, so they don't get hot and burn our hands. Oh, I can just do one at a time, I guess. I can't do both at the same time. Here, I'm trying to speed it up. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. There we go. So have it nice and dry. You can see on the back here, I've actually used the paper packaging that this paper comes in is made of the cotton paper as well. So you can use every part of this package. It's awesome in that way. This is so cool. I love the color combination on here. It looks really fun and different. Again, we got one more here. This die pack has great dies that coordinate with each other. So there's one that's like this oak leaf that I'm using here today. We've got that maple leaf, and then the other leaves are just kind of like standard with the kind of serrated edge. I don't know what tree they would come from. Okay. Again, I'm happy with those. And should we finish off with those then and move to our Spectrum ink pad? Let's see. I think they feel pretty dry. They might need another minute. I'm just going to let them sit to the side there for another minute here while I show you the Spectrum ink pad. So I was doing this here first so that I could actually pick up these colors and use them as a part of my Spectrum ink pad. So I'm just going to clean my ink up there, and then I'm going to come in with my reinkers once again, same colors, and put on some dots. I have this folded just over in half. If you fold it over 4 times, what you'll end up having to do is use a lot more reinker. And so I find that kind of the perfect balance of sponginess is to have it 2 layers thick, and then to kind of go from there. So I'm doing more of like a layer here of pumpkin pie, going right up to that peacock so I can get that really fun blended look that looks like mossy meadow. And then up here I've got little dots of pumpkin pie, and then I'm going to fill it in with a little bit more of this Cajun craze. And again, matchy matchy. Stampin' Up has stamps that coordinate with all of the different leaves. So there's that big maple leaf, there's that oak leaf, and then this is that other leaf that I was telling you about that's kind of just got serrated pieces. So I'm just going to grab another sheet here to use as my background stamping. There we go. And try to find my vanilla rectangle. Oh, here it is, my vanilla rectangle. Now I'm going to get my stamp pad here for early espresso, and I'm using the saying from Autumn Leaves, which is a brand new stamp set that of course coordinates with those dies, and then you've got the veins that you can stamp there too. It also has great sayings like, I'm thankful with a grateful heart for all you do today and every day to have you as a friend. And this saying here, autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful, which again is just, I think, my motto for the next little phase of our life. I'm stamping that kind of 3/4 of the way up because then I don't have to worry about stamping it centered. Put that away. Now my Spectrum ink pad has had a little bit of time to blend, but I'm also going to ink up my stamp here and just moving it up and down to try and blend those a little bit. This is a distinctive stamp set, so you're going to get that mottled look. That's actually the design of it. I'm only going to use this beautiful oak leaf. It is an oak leaf, right? You know, my point of reference is Owl's tree from Winnie the Pooh. Doesn't he live in like a beautiful oak tree? And I think the leaf looked something like this. So anyways, I'm such a nature girl. That's how I get my knowledge is, you know, Disney movies, right? Okay, I'm just cleaning off a little bit here, and you can use these Spectrum ink pads and do all kinds of stamping. To be honest, that swap card that I showed you earlier, which is somewhere here, I used those same 3 colors here to create all of these leaves, and I stamped enough leaves for 36 cards times 5 leaves on each, and I did not have to re-ink my Spectrum ink pad. So you can sure get a lot of use out of this. If you wanted to try and save it, I think you could save it for a couple of days at least. If you just have one of our empty stamp cases, you could probably close it up in there and it would stay inky for a while. The colors are going to get a little bit more mottled though, so it's definitely not going to be as fresh as if you were just doing it. I'm just cleaning this up so that I don't booby trap myself and get ink everywhere. By the end of last night, oh my gosh, you guys, I was a hot mess with ink everywhere. It was pretty funny actually. Okay, Put that back in my drawer. I'm only a little inky tonight in comparison. I think I'm doing quite well with myself here. Put that away. And now I've got all the bits and the pieces that I need. Oh, I'm going to do a little bit more on these actually. Sorry, I forgot. I'll bring in my scrap paper from last night. It already has the gold on it. Because I'm using a really fun product that I don't get to use as much as I would like, but I wanted to showcase here. This is our Gilded Leafing. And if there's anyone else who was watching HGTV back 20 years ago, maybe you'll remember Debbie Travis, who loved to put gold leafing on everything. It was so much the trend back then. But it's been used for hundreds of years. Even the spires at Disneyland actually have gold leafing on them. So there you go. There's your second Disney insider tip for the night. That's why you tune in, right? Is to figure out what's happening at Disney. Okay, I've included in your little envelope a piece of sponge, and all you need is a tiny little bit, but I wanted to showcase this. Now there's a few different ways that you can do this. If you have the Gilded Leafing, I'm going to be showcasing a technique. If you don't have it, don't worry about it, that's okay. You can use Versamark actually, and then sponge it on with this sponge. So taking your Versamark pad, sponging this sponge into it, sponging that onto your leaves. Dip that in embossing powder, and so you'll get like just a speckling across the leaf. So again, this is going to give a little bit of a different look, but it's kind of the same difference. I'm going to use my Tombow multi-glue. Yes. Okay, Michelle, my fellow Disney nerd, is Disney facting it up over here as well. So Walt put the gold on the castle in secret because Roy told him they didn't have enough money. I love those two. Sounds about right. Hey, siblings working together. Okay, come on, glue, come on out. I had this the wrong way. I'm going to have to do my other one. Okay, here we go. So some people use Tombow adhesive for everything on their projects. They even use it to put the layers together. So if you want to play around with that, you can definitely do that too. I am going to use it for this project because Tombow glue has a really great feature, and that is that it dries tacky. It will never dry, so it is completely non-tacky or like glossy. It will never be like that. So if we put it on like this, I'm just doing a little tiny bit here and there and everywhere, and I'll show it to you there. Can you guys see that? Just a little bit. Now it's white, but it will dry tacky, and that's clear. So again, it's not going to dry, so it's not sticky. It's always going to be sticky, but, whoops, the paper's sticky too from last night. Oh my gosh. If we let it be for a minute, it's going to dry tacky. Now we have another glue that has a fine tip, and that's this one here, this fine tip glue pen, which is quite different. When this fine tip glue pen dries, it actually ends up being glossy looking, but it will dry hard. So it will give a totally different effect than what we're doing here. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to put that away now. I don't need my Tombow anymore. And this piece here is pretty much ready to roll. What I do, I'm going to put a couple of things to the side just to clean things up a little bit, just in case gold leafing does come out everywhere. I use a little container that is dedicated to my gold leafing, and that keeps it from going everywhere. There is so much in here, it's going to last you a lifetime. But what I do is take a sponge, pick up a little bit, and then I work from this container. So I'm starting on just, whoopsie, just this larger one here I can tell is dry. And so I'm going to put on the beautiful gold leafing, and it's going to stick wherever that Tombow is. And because I've done a little bit of a distressed look with the Tombow application, now we get a distressed look with our gold leafing. The gold leafing will stick wherever there's Tombow, and so you get this beautiful gilded look. I'm just putting it around the edges because in the middle I'm going to have this die cut. I'll show you the back side of it because the front side you can't see anything, but it's got the veining on there. So again, we're going to just take these little pieces of the gold leafing, picking them up with the sponge. I'm going to work just from here now, closing that up. So just taking the gold leafing from there. Ooh, that's heavy-handed with the Tombow there. This leaf is gilded. And then you can take these extra little pieces here and put them on just like that. Oh my gosh, I just love this technique so much. Can you imagine how much fun you'd have with this? You could apply it with our heat and stick powder, or you can do it with this Tombow multi-adhesive. I use the sponge to just pick up little extra pieces and then put that away, and it works really, really well. If you dump this out everywhere, oh my gosh, you'll be gilded yourself. Okay, I'm gonna put these pieces to the side. And now we can put together our final finishing touches. You could even, if you wanted to, add a little bit of glitz and glamour to this piece of paper here too. You could put some Tombow on there and then put the gold leafing. I'll let you decide if that's something that you want to do for yourself. This is our brand new online exclusive glimmer paper that has a adhesive backing. So you can see I'm just peeling this off. The backing is going to stay there, and then I left you some of the outside pieces here just because that works a little bit better to keep it from being so sticky all over the envelope. So we've got that there, and we'll put some dimensionals on the back side. Dimensionals on the back side here too. And let's start putting together our card. So we've got this oak leaf here. Then I'm going to put a second one on that little flap. And then this one here, remember, is going to be adhered onto the front here, but no adhesive where this bit of the card is going to tuck underneath. So you kind of just have to, oops, got a dimensional showing. There we go. Peel it back on itself. Well, I think I might have to use this one here. There we go. That's better. So no saying on the outside of this card, but then you open it up, you've got this beautiful saying, and you can see all the gorgeous imagery from the paper. And then you've got your little spot to write a message there too. What do you guys think? Kind of pretty and different, isn't it? So again, everyone's designer series paper is going to give that card a totally different look. Let's talk about where these products come from. In the mini catalog, oh, I've got this front tab on here to say this glimmer paper is an online only item. It's never going to be featured in our catalog unless they decide, I guess, to put it into our annual catalog next year, which I hope they do. But make sure you check out online for that. All right, on page 43, again, we've got that beautiful oxidized copper specialty designer series paper. This has the distressed tile 3D embossing folder, and then we've got our fabulous designer series paper, which you can see 3 of the patterns that I used for this design here. There's also, what else was there from that? leaves, like these beautiful leaves, and the pumpkins, of course. Again, like more leaves and fall scenes. Yeah, aerial trees and leaves on trees. But again, the back side of those is just so pretty. Isn't that nice? Then we've got these other patterns, which are a little bit more like books and things like that. So we've got books on shelves, a close-up of some antique books, leather, tufted leather, like a corduroy, pine planks, and sweater. And the back side of these ones, again, just these gorgeous patterns. I don't know, is this the back side or is it the front side? How do you decide? Pretty peacock in all of these. How about this one here with that beautiful, very vanilla distressed pattern? And this one is, I think, our copper clay color. Lots of new in colors in that pack. You are going to have fun with that one. This is not available right now in our online store, but just shoot me a message and I'll keep you updated for when that comes back in stock again. It's sold out twice already. Crazy, right? So popular. People know what they like. They like this paper. We've got from our annual catalog our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. That's what we use to create those beautiful leaves. And what do we do from here? Oh, our water painters, of course, which we also made with those leaves. Then we've got our Tombow multi-adhesive, which you can use for all kinds of crafting. But one of the features is that it dries tacky, so it was really beneficial for holding on our gold leafing, which you'll find on page 141. All right, next project, you guys, moving right along. Again, if this is too fast for you and you're crafting along and you're feeling like you're being left behind, don't worry. Everything's going to be available on the replay. This next card here is a really fun Halloween card. I am not normally a Halloween card kind of person. I don't really give out a lot of Halloween cards, but I do give them out to my kids. And guess what? They still have their Halloween cards from last year. So we're going to take these supplies and take it up a notch with some blending brushes. So this piece of basic white, I'm using some oranges and some deep purples, this starry sky, and I created this awesome card here. So we've got the little skeleton dancing in the woods, and this rectangle here is the one that started off white. So we're going to really take that up a notch here with some fun blending brushes and ink applications. Now, I wish I could show you this. I tried last night. It did not work. But this little ghost and this little bat are actually glow-in-the-dark embellishments that Stampin' Up! Has brought out. How fun, right? And then this ribbon here is actually a vanilla and black gingham. And we're going to color that using a Stampin' Blend of your choice. That's a marker that has the square tips. And these markers are alcohol based. So they're going to color that so it doesn't come off at all. So blending brushes, maybe some spooky colors like maybe pumpkin pie, Cajun craze, the same as last card for those two. And then our new starry sky. Well, it's not new, but it is one of our in colors. So it's a rotational color. And we're going to start applying some ink. Now the first thing to do is to take this little punched piece of paper, it's just scrap paper, and we are actually going to do some masking. So covering up a little piece there with some adhesive. So put this Stampin' Seal adhesive on there, and then you're going to just kind of buff it off. You can use it on your like pants legs or on a sweater or something like that, just to take off the real stickiness of the adhesive so that it sticks on, but it's not going to damage your cardstock when we take it off. Okay, so starting with that, you've got your little moon mask on there. And I'm going to start with Pumpkin Pie as my lightest color. I like to go from light to dark. I'm using Pumpkin Pie and Cajun Craze both on the same blending brush because they're so similar. But I am just going to buff it off in between just to make sure that we don't have too much cross-contamination. I'm using the larger of the blending brushes, and I'm starting off just so if I get a smoosh, then it's off the page and it will hopefully be a little bit more even application. Swirling it around, you can choose how you apply it. Maybe you want to be out here a little bit more and apply the pressure or the ink bit by bit with like minimal pressure. I'm actually doing it right on the head so that it applies it really quickly so I can get on with my demonstration here. So I've also done this a lot too, so you might just want to start off slow to begin with and then build it up bit by bit till you're figuring out what pressure you'd like. It also depends on the juiciness of your ink pad too. Switching to Cajun Craze now, and I'm going to do a halo around to transition between this deep dark purple color and into this bright orange color here. So again, starting off, and I'm going to go around. This brings in a little bit more like brown tones coming in. There we go. I'm happy with that. Close that up and put it away. And now onto the Starry Sky. This is the part where you can really choose how dark you go. I've got a different blending brush for this one. I have a selection of them. I just store them just like this, and I use them for different color families. So I've got some like light greeny colors, some blue colors, some of my favorite go-tos, like a deep dark blue color. And you can clean them off in between. They'll kind of turn out looking, which is one that's kind of been cleaned? None of them, because I'm not very good at this. This is them brand new. I don't really have one that's freshly cleaned, but this one you can tell has been cleaned a few times. The ink might go deeper into the brush bristles, but it doesn't really affect how well it's going to be working. It just has a little bit deeper color inside. I find that whatever is on the tips, that's what's going to be applied onto your card. So again, starting off so you don't have a big smoosh until you get the feel of how your ink is going onto your card. And you can start off nice and light and go a little bit darker. I also like starting off the edge of the card because you get this beautiful kind of outline which gives it extra dimension. So what color are you guys using? Are you doing like an orange and a purple? Are you doing all blue? Are you doing something totally different? You could do like purple and black would even be really cool. I kind of liked this orange in the middle because I felt like it hid my fussy cutting that might not be perfect. Nothing is ever perfect, but it kind of forgave that fussy cutting a little bit. So I'm starting off with quite light application, and then I'm going to ramp it up once I've got like a blend between the colors going the way that I like. I'll just show you where I'm at right now. So can you guys see that color difference there? Still quite a bit lighter, and then I'm going to go much darker here now. Really lay it on thick. This is such a fun technique. I love blending brushes because you can do so many awesome things with it, and it really allows you to customize your cards. Oh, Michelle's saying, I made some cards that look like the Northern Lights with this technique. They turned out so well. Oh, sounds amazing. I bet it looks gorgeous. Again, just laying on the color nice and thick here. really focusing on the edges. And then finally, we're going to finish it up with some Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella speckled on the card just really takes it up a notch. I'm just using the lid and then flicking the brush on to give that really fun look. So I'll give it a close up so you can see where we're at. We got those flicked pieces on there. I'm going to set this aside to dry for a minute, and then I'm going to come in with my stamps. I'm using some trees from Grassy Grove is the stamp set that has trees. And I'm just going to use some Memento ink on that. Before we do that though, we're going to remember to pick off that little masked piece. But again, I'm just going to set this to the side. So just let that be, and we're going to do some other work right now. Starting with some fussy cutting. How are my fingers doing? They're not inky. Amazing. I'm not going to go all the way up inside of his legs here. I'm just going to go lazy. You can see the first time I did that. The second time though, I didn't. And he looks great just like that too. So however you want to do it. If you want to do it even more detailed, that's just fine. I liked the size of this little skeleton. We have a new stamp set, which I'll show you in a minute when we go to the catalog, where there's a whole bunch of skeleton pieces and you can put them together. It ends up making a skeleton that's almost 2.5 times the size of this, and there's also some skeletons that size in this designer series paper, but I really like this smaller one because he fit into my little trees very nicely, and there were also enough of these so that I could give everyone a skeleton. So unfortunately, the larger ones, there weren't as many of them as the 48 that I needed for everyone to craft along. So if you decide to purchase this, I think it's called Bag of Bones stamp set, and the die packs that go along with it, just know that that designer series paper does coordinate with those too. Okay, snip, snip. And we're going to stick some dimensionals. These are like the biggest dimensional edges ever. I'm going to have to double snip it. Mini dimensionals would be good. Probably even, you know what, guys? That's a sign, isn't it? That I needed to be using my mini Stampin' Dimensionals in black. Right? Right. Sometimes you just have to take the signs that when something isn't going smoothly, you're like, is there something that I'm missing? Do I need to pivot? And then sure enough, yes. These are great. They come in a multi-pack. Black dimensionals in large size and small size. You get 2 sheets of each in one package, so that's really handy. Okay, I'm going to leave the dimensionals on there because I'm not ready to put them on there quite yet. But let's get this folded in half. And then we've got our designer series paper. This piece here is left blank, and that's just so that you can stamp whatever you want on the inside. This is taking stamps from that Paper Pumpkin stamp set, so the bats, the cute little ghost, and the Happy Halloween all come from that Paper Pumpkin stamp set. So I'll let you choose to put whatever you want on the inside there. I'm just going to glue mine in for the time being so that it's ready to roll. And I have a bunch of tombstones now for my designer series paper, or I guess I could choose to do this awesome plaid pattern. What should I do? My other one looks just like this, which has this awesome designer series paper that has the bats with little faces on the houndstooth design. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you like that one? It's kind of fun, isn't it? Or do we like the tombstones? I think I like that one. Oh my goodness. How can you decide? That beautiful purple though is quite spectacular, isn't it? That's that Starry Sky color. And just to get ready to roll here, I'm going to get some dimensionals on the back side here. Again, black dimensionals. So handy. They just disappear. You can use them pretty much on every project and they just disappear. I'm putting it quite close to the bottom right corner. And then I'm going to build up this little accent over here. So I've got my cute little bats. I've even got like a little houndstooth here. And I'm going to just snip and snip. Again, dimensionals on the back side to put the two of those together. I have them overlapping just a little bit. And then those are going to go right up here. And then, oh, don't lose your little ghosts and bats, you guys. Got one here, and I've got one in my envelope. So thank goodness I didn't lose them. Let's take this piece of our gingham ribbon and let's make it colored. What should we do? Orange, or should we do it that deep dark purple color, that Starry Sky? I'm kind of feeling Starry Sky to contrast some of the orange that's happening in the back here. So the Stampin Blends are, again, a alcohol base, so you're not going to worry about them bleeding. After you've put the color on them, they just stay put. Oh, that was fun. There we go. So it's nice to give that a little second to dry here. Give this a little dry as well, just to make sure. Ooh, it's doing double duty. It's pulling up the adhesive there. That's great. Because I'll just use my scissors to peel off that moon. And now let's come in with our stamps. We have got a really great stamp set called Throughout the Year, which is perfect for a person if you're like me and you like making some Halloween treats and projects, but you don't necessarily want to have like a fully dedicated Valentine's Day set or Easter set or Halloween set. This has everything all in one. It has New Year, happy holidays, birthdays. You mean so much to me. Best of luck. So you can use that for, of course, St. Patrick's Day. Thank you. Be my Valentine. Everything. So I'm going to use the Trick or Treat and using along with my Memento Tuxedo black ink, twist, tap, tap. Oh, I got to do a little bit more. This is a really bold stamp, so I always want to make sure that I've got really good ink application on there. It's looking good to me. This tap, tap is usually all it takes, but this one I'm being a little bit more fussy. Trick or Treat. I put this one a little bit further over, I think, than normal. There we go. And then I can build up my forest here. I'm going to have my trees going over top of the moon. And I did some stamping off too. So let's do 2 sets of trees and then stamping off in the middle there. Just changing it up so that you get the feeling that it's like misty and there's trees in the background. Now, let's heat dry this again. We did all that stamping and got all nice and juicy on there. Then we can take our little skeleton that we've cut out, take the dimensionals off the back of that. Pop him right into the trees right there. Oh, he's so cute. I'll put this on with some Stampin Seal. Now, with a piece like this that is heavily inked, to press it on, I'm actually just going to touch it down in a couple of places to make sure it's kind of attached, and then I'm going to flip it over and rub from the back side. So then I'm not rubbing my fingers over newly inked images and smudging it all around. Ooh, so fun. Okay, now let's put on this little ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half, and you can see actually the alcohol has actually made it a little bit more stiff. Putting a little bit of Stampin' Seal or mini glue dot on there to fold it in half. And then I'm going to angle it. Angle cut it. Then I'm actually going to stick this on with glue dots. So 2 glue dots, one kind of near the top and then one sort of 3/4 of the way down. So one kind of near the top there, one 3/4 of the way down. Oopsie, popped off on me. So I don't know if you can see that there. If it's going to want to do it. There. Focus, camera, focus. No, it doesn't want to do it. I have one there, one there. I glue that on first, and then I'm going to take my twine and I'm just going to peel off a couple of strands just to try and make it a little bit less thick. Give it a little bit more of a dainty look. So I've got, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 strands there, and I'm going to just stick them right under here. Oops. Stick them kind of right around that glue dot, so then I can tie a bow. Even just, if you didn't want to do like a whole bow, even just a tie there would look really cool, I think. But I'm going to try doing the whole bow. Yes, it's working, it's working. As with every bow, you always have to finesse it, right? Finesse. Finesse. Tie it up tight there. There we go. Okay, finishing touch to put on those little glow-in-the-dark bat and ghost. Adorable. I have my dentistry tool here again. I have a whole list of things that you can do with your take your pick accessories. Look at this, 27 things. Who put this together? Madison Area Stampin' Stars. I'm so grateful. They said that they could share this, that we could share this document. So I'd be happy to share this with you. So there's the spatula end, the pointed tools, brush attachment, putty end, stylus, perforator, and blade end. And so there's so many different things that you can do with that. All right, let's take a closer look at the card that we just made there. Trick or treat. Isn't it fun? Oh, I just know my kids are going to love receiving this card. And they're probably going to keep it all the way until next Halloween as well. I love that Halloween just resonates with kids, doesn't it? It makes kids a little crazy, actually. They're like, what? I get to go outside dressed up as my favorite character, and then I get candy? Like, this is amazing, right? So from our mini catalog, we've got this awesome Halloween suite. Oh, I'm not taking you to the Halloween suite first at all. I'm taking you to this black and very vanilla large check ribbon. And you might be saying, didn't we have one of those, Kelly? And yes, we do. We now have 2 of them. So we've got the smaller one here is the basic white and black. And then this new wider one has got the very vanilla. So now you can matchy-matchy to whatever neutral you've got going on in your card. Okay, what I was talking about though is this Halloween suite called Them Bones. This Bag of Bones stamp set has fabulous dies that go along with it. And then you've got the glow-in-the-dark bats and ghosts, which we have used on this card. Not goats. No glow-in-the-dark goats. There's also this glow-in-the-dark specialty paper, and it's like glimmer paper, but it glows in the dark. It's so fun. So you can see it's going to be white with a green hue, and then in the darkness it's going to glow bright green, just like our fun little ghosts and bats. Then we've got Them Bones 12 by 12 designer series paper. So this is the size of that same skeleton here from the Bag of Bones stamp set. So you can use those dies to cut out your designer series paper. But this designer series paper has so many cool patterns. Oops, those two are the same. And then this one here, look at that. You can use that like card fronts. I just love that. This is the smaller design of the skeletons that we used. And then we've got like a herring bone pattern. Ha ha ha. This is a really fun sheet here because it includes a whole bunch of different patterns. You can cut these out and get a whole bunch of different card fronts or project fronts. And the back side of this has little boo eeks on the back. Let's see, what else do I have left over here? That one I already showed you. The tombstones with that big checker on the background. We use that on my card. And those ones we used. This one has got that fabulous starry sky pattern, and then on the back side you've got these little bats. And I think that's all we got here. Perfect. Also from our mini catalog, we've got that stamp set that I was telling you about throughout the year, which has 9 cling stamp sets in there, and it covers all of the different occasions, including Trick or Treat, which is perfect for this card. From the annual catalog, I used the Grassy Grow stamp set, which also has coordinating dies that are really cool. It even has, actually, page 164 are the coordinating dies. I wanted to use these dies too because look at this. It's got this really fun die cut where it gives you the silhouette of the trees. That was going to be awesome. Then I couldn't find my dies, so I had to improvise, and here we ended up with a stamped masterpiece. I hope you like it. We used blending brushes and our wink of Stella to create that starry sky. And the Baker's Twine came from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack, which gives you crumb cake white, black, and gray granite, and fairy vanilla. Whole bunch in there. All right, are you guys ready for the last card here? This one comes together so fast. So it's going to look something like this for your supplies. And I've got another fun fold for you. Buckle up. It's a really easy one though. Oh, you have to go. Bye, Michelle. Bat houndstooth. I know, right? Okay. This last card here is called a double Z fold because of the way that it's constructed. It looks like 2 Z's or Z's. I'm in Canada. It's a double Z fold. But it's really fun because as you open it, it just folds open here and has this great 3D element, and it sits so nicely on the table too. So you might have different imagery here, but I'm going to show you how to put this together. It's going to be really fast for us. Okay, so folding this in half, it's already scored basically the same way as our first card, this card here, where it has this little fold back, right? So folding it in half and then in half again. But this is a horizontal version. So folding it in half and then in half again. While we're at it, let's take the other piece of red and we're going to do the same fold with that. So in half again. This is going to create that double Z fold. Okay. Now let's start to put our designer series papers together. So there is a specific way that I'm going to need you guys to put these together. Okay, so we're going to do it in this certain order. We're going to put white down first, and And that's going to go hidden under this flap here so that your message is not visible from the front. Now this paper is a little bit longer than the other two. So you're going to look for the piece of paper that has those little trees on the back side, and it's got that winter scene happening. And that's the part that's going to go over here. Now it's a little bit longer than the other ones so that we have this overlap here, and it's just looks seamless from the front of the card, okay? If we used one of the shorter ones, we wouldn't get that look. We'd get a border there. And that just wasn't the idea, the look that I was going for. I have to tell you, this card is inspired by a swap that I actually received. I didn't go to Vegas. I wish I did. It didn't work out for childcare, so I couldn't go. But my darling friend and downline member, Lauren Urbanis, brought me back this swap for a card that I had created. So Caroline Marion made this. I think she's from France. And she made a vertical version of this card. I just loved all the fun Showcase of Designer Series paper on this card, and so I wanted to make a version of this as well. And I wanted to do a horizontal version. Okay, let's finish this up here. I like the idea of these presents kind of being on the inside, so I'm going to do that piece next. And then you might have these footprints, which I really liked in the foreground. But of course, there's only so much Designer Series paper in a pack, so some of them have to be a little bit different. So this one here is like a close-up of a sweater. And that's going to be on the outside here. There we go. Now we're going to take this secondary fold and we're going to put this together. So I'm going to show you kind of looking from above what it's going to end up looking like. We want that nice flat piece to be across the front, and then the zigzag is going to go on the opposite side of the zigzag that's happening on the back of the card. So with your piece folded just like this, we're going to put adhesive on the front panel and on this very back folded panel, leaving the rest of it to kind of accordion in and out. And it's okay that we don't have our Designer Series paper on it quite yet. That's all right. Put this down kind of near the bottom, aligning it, making it nice and horizontal, and now you've got that double Z fold. Now we can take our Designer Series paper, which is thinner than our cardstock, and we are going to put a strip of adhesive along the back side. This is a little bit longer than your real red cardstock, and it doesn't have any scores in it. So the reason I do that is so that I can wrap it around and have that little bit of flex for it to go around the bend, if that makes sense. Then you're going to just take the excess and snip that off. You can even, if you have a bit of an overhang here, you can snip that part off too of the cardstock. Okay, so now I've got this beautiful double Z fold. I can write on the inside here, and there's just enough room to say, "Dear so-and-so, love so-and-so," which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful when you're doing a whole bunch of Christmas cards, right? You don't want to write a whole big long message to everyone. That would take you a year. I like to include it with like a newsletter, or even include it with a photo collage of my family photos or something like that. Okay, so this little piece here is a deckled circle. There's new dies, and the catalog does not do them justice. Look at how big they are. I used the fourth smallest one to create this little snowball look, but these ones are even bigger than a card front. The largest one is actually 5 3/4 in diameter. So this is fabulous set of deckled circles. We also have deckled rectangles too. So if you like that kind of rough edge, That's nice to have. I'm using Night of Navy and Balmy Blue, and I'm grabbing sayings from the coordinating stamp set, which is called Very Cute. So I've got my saying that I'm going to do in the Night of Navy color. Again, you could use whatever neutral you wanted. You could go for like a gray color, would look great too. I'm putting it up quite high so that I can also put on this Balmy Blue snowflake that will showcase my beautiful gem. Okay, putting away my ink pads. Okay, while I've got this handy here, I'm going to just put on that little gem. These gems were probably the most popular embellishment from the new catalog, so they are sold out for now as well. But again, just let me know if you want to be on the list. I'd be happy to contact you when they become available again for ordering. Okay, we're going to put some Stampin Seal on the back side. Pop that on there. And now we are going to cut out our little polar bears. Now you might have other little characters, but I wanted to showcase every one of these little polar bears and animals, creatures. They've got caribou and bunnies, all different kinds of things. So when I'm fussy cutting, I'm trying to keep my blades just kind of nice and straight, and I'm actually pivoting the paper around. And that's what gives this smooth edge. I'm going to leave that not cut up in there, just to save time. But the wonderful part about this designer series paper that it also includes some bears that coordinate with our bear punch. So as you're cutting out the paper, you can leave just a little bit, and if you need a handle, I just use a post-it note as a handle to get this in there. And then take a look at this. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. He's cut out, he's ready to go. I love that. So again, this bear punch is great to use along with our Very Cute stamp set where you bundle and save. So this bear gets cut out by that bear punch. So you stamp it, then from the back side you cut it out, and it coordinates perfectly. And this Very Cute also coordinates, this bear punch I guess, also coordinates with our other bear paper too. I'm going to just put some dimensionals on the back side here. I have a little bit of the post-it note still on there, but I don't care because it's not going to be visible. So I'll just add some extra reinforcing. Let's put this on first with a mini glue dot, just right on the edge. Oh, look at this. I pulled off my tool. There we go. It's got so many tips on this. You can use the dentist hook or the stabby tool. But I'm going to use that. And put that right there. And maybe I want another one. I used a dimensional actually last night, but I think I want a mini glue dot this time. So I've got my warm wishes coming in here. And that's just adhered to that front panel. And now I can put my little characters in here. Oh, that's so cute. So they'll just fit in perfectly like that. This is an extra one, so not to distract you with that. Adorable. And look at how his sweater matches this nice little sweater pattern. Cute. Ta-da, we've got our finished card. Adorable, right? I love it. So thank you for the inspiration. What was her name again? Caroline. I appreciate the inspiration. Okay, so now we're going to talk about where those parts came from. And then I have a very important question to ask you, and that is, what's your favorite project of the night? So again, remember that Walk in the Forest paper that's on page 5. It's kind of hidden, and this is the brown bear version of the designer series paper that goes along with that bear punch. This is the one that has $4 donated from every paper pack towards supporting organizations dedicated to spreading cheer and providing support to those in need. So I'm going to ask Sarah which organization in our area is being supported with the paper that we are purchasing. The Berry Christmas Sweet Collection is so much fun. It has that Berry Cute bundle. Again, that's the bear punch and the stamp set. And then, of course, the Berry Christmas Designer Series paper, which we used here. Now let me show you. Because again, it's got so many little characters, which you can use. And I've used so many pieces of this already. I really like the starry sky. You can see I used some of that for our projects, but look at the full sheet here. Isn't that great? Be a really fun scrapbook page too. Or you could do some card fronts with this. Adorable. And there we go. Put this all back together. And we also had the embellishments that are called Faceted Gems Trio Pack. These ones come in Lost Lagoon, white, and smoky slate colors. And they're all one size. So you can see the size that you received in your kit is the size that all of these gems are. And they've got this beautiful faceted, like kind of bubbled look. They're just so sparkly and pretty. Again, not available at the time of recording here, but they have more en route to the warehouse. So just let me know and we can get you in the queue for those. The deckled circle dies. These are the ones that are so big. Like, look at how small they are there. And this is the actual size of them. You get 14 dies in this pack. So this is great value. And I think that's going to be a versatile look for everything. Again, this is a little bit reminiscent of a snowball for me, but you could give it more of like, give your project more of a rustic look by using these deckled dies. And then from our annual catalog, just a couple of things. I did all the scoring with the Simply Scored scoring tool. And that allowed me to perfectly measure the spots where I was wanting the folds to be. And then the punch, this red circle, is actually the same punch as our first project, that Post-it note holder. And that's our large 2 3/8 inch circle punch. Okay, now's our question time. Which project do you like best this month? Oh my goodness, so many projects. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. And where's our last one? Oh, here they are. All stacked up so pretty there. Which one? Which one do you like? Okay, so even if you're watching the replay, please, please, please write in the comments. I love to see which projects you like best because it helps me to be inspired and give you what you want for the coming months. So again, I hope that you'll join me stamping with me every month. But again, if you can't make it every month, you can also do a drop-in option too. So please keep that in mind. I just want to thank you so much for being a part of this. And I'm just seeing, here we go. I just want to thank you so much for being a part of this. And I hope to stamp with you again very, very soon.